Good luck to you.
Round 1 is a general knowledge round. Earlier you tossed a coin to see who should go first, and Ogi, you lost, so you will answer the first question. Your clock will start to count down now. Where are the headquarters of the Boeing Company?
Seattle.
Chicago. What Babylonian king is associated with the legal principle an eye for an eye?
Hammurabi.
Correct. Brad, Mammoth Cave National Park is located in what U.S. state?
Wyoming.
Kentucky. What Greek physician is credited with founding the study of medicine?
Asclepius.
Hippocrates. What Martin Scorsese film chronicles the story of mafia informant Henry Hill?
Goodfellas.
Correct. Ogi, what two characters are described in a William Shakespeare play as being star-crossed lovers?
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct. Brad, the Latin adjective cogito ergo sum was coined by what French philosopher?
Descartes.
Correct. Ogi, what color of M&M was unavailable for much of the 1970s and 80s due to worries over a food coloring product?
Green.
Red. What is the first and last name of Henry VIII's widow?
Catherine Parr.
Correct. Brad, what planet is 8th farthest from the sun?
Uranus.
Neptune. In 2006, what former senator was appointed to lead a steroid investigation for Major League Baseball?
Mitchell.
Correct. Ogi, from what university did the three founders of the humor magazine National Lampoon graduate?
Harvard.
Correct. Brad, what pastor has sold over 25 million copies of his book, The Purpose-Driven
Rick Warren.
Life? Correct. Ogi, what do the letters in the military TV series JAG stand for?
Pass.
Judge Advocate General. In his 2002 State of the Union speech, President Bush called Iran, Iraq, and what other country an axis of evil?
North Korea.
Correct. Brad, in what film did Dirty Harry Callahan first utter the words, "Go ahead, make my day"?
Sudden Impact.
Correct. Ogi, in May of 2000, Angelina Jolie married which former co-star in a quickie Las Vegas ceremony?
Pass.
Billy Bob Thornton. The very first music video played on MTV was a song by what British band?
Buggles.
Correct. Ogi, you're out of time. You lose round 1. Brad, you keep 18.63 seconds to take through to the final round. Round 2 is the numbers and logic round. You both have 3 switches left. Brad will be going first in this round. Your clock will begin to count down now. What is 1/7 of 224?
Switch.
32.
Correct. Brad, what is 5.4 plus 6.7?
12.3.
12.1. What does x equal in this equation?
42.
86. The abbreviation for Master of Ceremonies when used as a Roman numeral converts to what standard number?
1100.
Correct. Ogi, what is 52 minus 26 minus 13?
13.
Correct. Brad, if it's 7 p.m. in Los Angeles, what time is it in New York City?
10 p.m.
Correct. Ogi, what's the dollar value of 7 quarters and 3 dimes?
205.
Correct. Brad, if x is greater than y and y is less than z, do we know that x is greater than z?
Yes.
No. What is the greatest number of 150-pound men that can ride in an elevator with a maximum load of 1,000 pounds?
7.
6. 2 lines that are in the same plane and never cross are what kind of lines?
Perpendicular. Parallel.
Correct. Ogi, if the New York Times implements a 6% price increase on its $3.50 Sunday paper, what is the new price?
Switch.
Switch back.
Switch back.
Pass.
371. Brad, how many days is 1 week minus 72 hours?
4 days.
4. What is 7.5 minus 3.9?
3.6.
Correct. Ogi, what does x equal in this equation?
40.
Correct. Brad, a building measuring 262 yards tall. Brad, you're out of time. The correct answer to this question, 786. Ogi, you take 39.08 seconds through to the final round.
What I'm doing differently in this game is I'm not getting answers right, so I'm going to have to try to change that in the second half. My worst category is certainly the math, as anybody who was watching can see.
Brad does math like a little girl. And after the end of the math round, I know that there's no chance he's going to take the game away from me. The game's mine for sure. And this is the question about Mammoth Cavern. That's a very easy question. And it showed that he's nervous. He's far more nervous than I expected him to be. And that's when I first tasted blood. But after the math round, I don't see how he can possibly come.
Round 3 is the words and letters round. You both have 1 switch left to use. Ogi, you'll go first in this round. Your clock will begin to count down now. The name of what U.S. state capital is an anagram of tarmac nose?
Sacramento.
Correct. Brad, separate the first and last names of a famous inventor in this jumble.
Pass.
Robert Fulton. What Greek goddess is hidden in the following question?
Ligo.
Athena. How many total consonants appear in the word destitute?
5.
Correct. Ogi, what 5-letter word connects dust to slope?
Pass.
Bunny. Adding what letter to dove changes its meaning to a large mass of people moving as a body?
Drove. R.
R. Ogi, add letters to get the name of what university located in Spokane, Washington?
Pass.
Gonzaga. Spell tarantula.
Tarantula.
Correct. Brad, separate the two African countries in this jumble.
Chad and Togo.
Correct. Ogi, what U.S. state is hidden in this phrase?
Delaware.
Correct. Brad, add letters to this puzzle to get the name of a popular reality show.
America's Next Top Model.
Correct. Ogi, what P is the name for the groove in your upper lip that runs up to your nose?
Pass.
Filtrum. What five-letter word links Porter to lights?
House.
Correct. Brad, separate the last names of the American explorers in this scramble.
Lewis and Clark.
Correct. Ogi, what astronaut's name is an anagram of dry allies?
Pass.
Sally Ride. In the abbreviation of the Arab political group PLO, the letter L stands for what word?
Liberation.
Correct. Brad, spell daffodil.
Daffodil.
Correct. Ogi, add consonant to these vowels to get the name of what palatial setting in Coleridge's poem Kubla Khan?
Xanadu.
Correct. Brad, separate the show business periodicals in this jumble.
Variety and Billboard.
Correct. Ogi, what Pulitzer Prize winner? The correct answer to the final question is Bernard Malamud. Ogi, you're out of time. Brad, you take 14.2 seconds through to the final round. Contestants, this is the final round. Brad, you kept 32.83 seconds from earlier rounds. That means you have a total of 1 minute, 32.83 seconds on your clock. Ogi, you kept 39.08 seconds. You have 1 minute, 39.08 seconds. Both contestants receive an additional switch, which means Brad has 2 switches. Ogi has 2 switches. Brad, you'll go first in this round. Your clock will begin to count down now. What opera star's name means peaceful Sunday in Spanish?
Pass.
Placido Domingo. What is 74.7 minus 28.8?
Pass.
45.9. What large African lake is surrounded by Kenya, Tanzania, and
Lake
Uganda?
Victoria.
Correct. Ogi, what late Russian leader's name is an anagram of sit in soberly?
Pass.
Boris Yeltsin. What is the capital of Washington State?
Olympia.
Correct. Brad, in Braille, what letter of the alphabet is represented by only one dot?
Switch.
A.
Correct. Brad, add letters to this puzzle to get the name of what Greek mythological character?
Aphrodite.
Correct. Ogi, what is the highest number under 200 that is a perfect square?
Switch.
Pass.
196. Brad, in the U.S. Army, what rank comes immediately below major?
Lieutenant Colonel.
Captain. In fall 2007, NBC will debut a remake of what 1970s television series that starred Lindsay Wagner?
Bionic Woman.
Correct. Ogi, what 20th century artist was married to Pedro Frida Kahlo?
Diego Rivera.
Correct. Brad, which of these numbers is not evenly divisible by 13?
117.
92. Add letters to this puzzle to get what type of fabric?
Corduroy.
Correct. Ogi, what philosopher wrote the line, hell is other people?
Sartre.
Correct. Brad, what former world leader is an anagram of March Great Hatter?
Pass.
Margaret Thatcher. What is 19.65 minus 18.72?
Pass.
0.93. In Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven, what word does the raven constantly repeat?
Nevermore.
Correct. Ogi, which George W. Bush administration member performs in a band named Beats Workin'?
Pass.
Tony Snow. Spell squalor.
Squalor.
Correct. Brad, who is the only woman of African American descent to have won the Academy Award for Best Actress?
Halle Berry.
Correct. Ogi, what 6-letter word connects draw to cheese?
Switch.
String.
Correct. Ogi, which movie had a larger U.S. opening weekend at the box office? Spider-Man 3 or Shrek the Third?
Spider-Man 3.
Correct. Brad, what is 1/4 of 976?
Switch.
Pass.
244. Ogi, Nobel Prize-winning mathematician John Nash was the subject of what 2001 film?
Beautiful Mind.
Correct. Brad, what E is the middle name of former President Jimmy Carter?
Earl.
Correct. Ogi, what Greek character is condemned to spend eternity pushing a boulder repeatedly up a hill?
Sisyphus.
Correct. Brad, in dictionaries, the phonetic symbol for a schwa is indicated by what letter rotated
E.
upside down? Correct. Ogi, spell proctor.
Proctor.
Correct. Brad, what actor portrayed Lex Luthor in the 2006
Kevin
film
Spacey.
Superman? Correct. Ogi, what is 1/3 of 1002?
Pass.
334. What hit off-Broadway musical featured a man-eating plant named Audrey 2?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Correct. Brad, separate the state from its capital in this jumble. The correct answer is Jefferson City, Missouri. Brad, you're out of time.
Good playing.
Ogi, you are tonight's Grand Slam winner.
As Ogi advances after winning tonight into the semifinals, Ogi will be meeting up with whoever wins our next matchup, David Legler or Leszek Pavlovich.
What a performance by Ogi there, Dennis. That is the first time that Brad Rutter has ever been beaten by anyone on a televised game show.